All right. Please take your seats, and I will call this meeting of the Capital Investment Committee for March 28th to order. I believe that we do have a quorum, and so Representative Bennett, if you had a chance to look over the minutes, and could you move them, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I have looked over the minutes, and they look wonderful. I moved the minutes.
Thank you. The minutes of March 27th have been moved. Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes prevail. We have approved minutes. Today we have 4 bills to be presented to us for informational hearings. And the first is House File 3298. And I see Representative Loon right there in front of me. Welcome to the committee again, Representative Loon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I wore higher heels today, so hopefully you can see me better.
But you're sitting.
Thank you, Representative Loon. I'm making no other comments.
Good idea.
You've been to training.
You may begin.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members. House File 3298 proposes a request, very respectfully, $6 million in bonding funding for the purpose of expanding the current bus garage and the maintenance facility in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. This is our Southwest Transit is our transit provider. It's generally known as one of the opt-out providers in the metro areas that serve communities. They do an amazing job, really exceptional service, and in the interest of your time, I won't bore you with all the great and innovative ways that Southwest Transit comes up ways to meet the needs of our community, but they have a new service called Prime that has been very, very popular in getting people where they need to go, but they also do, obviously, a lot of commuter traffic into the cities and around the suburbs. So, but they do have an issue with their bus garage. Council member Brad Aho, who serves on the city council in Eden Prairie, had hoped to be here. He could not, but what I wanted to share on his behalf is that the city of Eden Prairie has passed a resolution in support, strong support of this proposal. So with that, Dave Jacobson with Southwest Transit is here to tell you more about the project.
Yep. Thank you, Representative Loon.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Jacobson.
Yep. Thank you, Chair Erdahl and members of the committee. We also have had a handout floating around here that you see a one-page summary with a...
Please give your name and position.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Dave Jacobson, the Chief Operations Officer for Southwest Transit. Our CEO also was unable to make it today, so I am going to pinch hit for him. So, for those who don't know who Southwest Transit is, Representative Loon kind of gave a brief overview. If you ever get downtown Minneapolis, we're the black buses. We're a small public agency serving downtown Minneapolis, our commuters out of the cities of Eden Prairie, Chanhassen, Chaska. We also do other things such as State Fair, Twins, Vikings and Gopher games, and once in a while we'll even do a golf tournament called the Ryder Cup because that's in the middle of our territory. We also provide a service called Prime that, again, Representative Loon alluded to. It's an on-demand service for our folks that allows riders to use a phone, an app on a phone, a computer, or just calling on in to get a ride. You don't have to, like many of the other paratransit providers, make a reservation 2, 3, 4 days in advance. You just call and we'll tell you when we're going to come to get you. Typically, the average wait time once a ride is scheduled is about 15 minutes. Then once you get on the bus, it's another 13 minutes to get to your destination within our area. Our subsidy is about $8.70 is the last look I got per passenger, which is awfully good for these dialer rides, best in the region. And we have received visits from several transit companies across the nation as well as New Zealand of all places. So Southwest Transit is governed by a joint powers organization of the 3 cities. The commission is made up of 7 members. 2 from each city and at least 1 elected city council member. What we currently have, and the 7th is a rider representative. Our current makeup of our commission is we have 2 electeds from Eden Prairie, 2 elected city council members from Chanhassen, 1 elected member from Chaska, as well as a former mayor. As far as the rider rep goes, it goes through an application process, kind of a vetting process, and at the end, the council, or the commission, I'm sorry, will decide who they would like for the rider rep. Typically, Southwest Transit provides about 1.15 million rides annually. We do fixed route, obviously, the big black buses, and we do prime. Our ridership continues to grow. It's been flat these last 2 years, but we've been very fortunate that way. But our big growth is in our prime, because it seems, as again, Representative Loon said, that it has taken off. We do this all with a revenue fleet of 65 large buses. That means like 30-foot to 45-foot buses, and then we do 12 state fair buses as well. Our prime fleet is 12 cutaway buses, much like Metro Mobility or Transit Link. And because of the capital situation, we have 5 old Metro Mobility buses that we've taken after their useful life, fixed them up and cleaned them up, and they seem to be going just fine so far. Southwest Transit has a history of performing well, which includes several awards, such as the American Public Transit Association's Transit System of the Year, as well as the Minnesota Public Transit Association's System of the Year. We have also had several safety and security awards, and finally, we 11 years straight worth of the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, which is the CAFR. So we're very proud of that. We're also, the bonding request is for $6 million, as we talked about from the legislature. And the purpose of the money is, and it's also outlined on the handout, is to expand our 100,000 square foot garage for storage and maintenance, and add another probably, we'd like to add another 25,000 to 30,000 square feet. We'd also like to add an additional 9,000 feet for our administrative folks that are going to be displaced because we recently sold Southwest Station to the Metropolitan Council for the light rail project. So, you know, the way it's set up now, our size is small. We have to park buses outside at night, overnight, and we also have our 12 state fair buses that we park off-site. So we're short of storage space. We're located about a mile west of 494 on 62 at the northern edge of Eden Prairie. And this is a former BFI building for, recycling of various things. So it wasn't designed to be a bus garage. We tried to make the best we could with what we had. But it's been the operations center since 1999. Our growth requires additional vehicles to be operated, and of course, you have to store these additional vehicles. We were fortunate enough to add a bus wash in 2016, but you know, every 2 steps forward, you got to take a step back, and unfortunately, the flow within the garage after we installed our bus service has caused some few minor accidents. So with the bonding, we would be able to correct that flow as well. As I alluded to, our folks coming over from our Southwest Station in 2017, we negotiated the sale of our administrative offices that are located on Highway 212 and 5 in Eden Prairie to the Metropolitan Council for the Southwest Light Rail project. And because of the sale, Southwest Transit is able to match these $6 million. It also should be noted that additional meeting space as well as customer service offices are all still planned to be constructed at one of the other Southwest Transit park and ride sites. So in closing, Southwest Transit thanks you for the opportunity to come in front of you today and testify about what we consider this important project and for the citizens of the Southwest cities of Eden Prairie, Chanhassen, and Chaska.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobson. And just to be clear, The new structure would have a capacity of how many buses?
We're adding another, well, it can go up to, it says it on the sheet there, I'm thinking another 25 buses. So it'll be not only current growth, but growth into the future.
So how many buses total would that be?
Well, 65 and 25 is 90.
I was a social studies teacher.
Yeah. I was a planning degree, so
Okay.
math wasn't also especially mine.
All right. I believe we have, I think first on the list was Representative Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and this might be an issue for staff or other folks. I'm curious, when MTC needs garages, do we usually bond those as well, or how does that work? I mean, I'm a little bit confused because, you know, this pool of money that you all get, which will be half of it, that you'll be paying for it. I mean, is that similar to what we do with Metropolitan Transit when they need new facilities, or is this something that's a little bit unusual because we're addressing an opt-out?
Mr. Lee, do you have anything on our history of bonding bus garages?
Mr. Chair and Representative Dean, I'm looking back through the history of bonding for the Metropolitan Council.
You want a little more time?
Mr. Chair, members, if I could get back to the...
Why don't I,
That's
Representative Dean,
perfectly fine. I can wait. Thank you, Mr.
I
Chair.
could move on to Representative Hausman, then we'll come back to you when Mr. Lee has it figured out. Representative Hausman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know Judge Shetland is not in the room right now because he's out of town, so I suspect he might have had the answer. I think at least a portion of it is levied by the Met Council to property taxpayers, but I don't have the specifics. Mr. Chair, and to the testifier, Southwest Transit, do you happen to know what your reserve fund amount is?
Jacobson.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the last time, I think it was right at about high 20s. High 20%, meaning high 20% of our annual operating budget.
Which
because
would be,
Representative Hausman.
Mr. Chair, which would be,
Right around 3 million.
how much?
3 million.
And the reason I asked, Mr. Chair, is that this bill waives the local bonding match, and I just didn't know if there was some local effort that could be put into it. If I understood you correctly, did you say you sold a building to Met Council? Wouldn't it have initially been paid for by the Met Council's subsidies to the line?
Mr. Jacobson.
No, this was purchased by Southwest Transit. The building was purchased by Southwest Transit, and the Southwest Light Rail project, this project office, we negotiate a sale between the two entities. We own the property.
Okay. Representative Jurgens.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Jacobson, can you give us some idea on how the useful life of a bus is impacted if it's parked outside versus in a garage?
Mr. Jacobson.
Yeah, well, I know that the maintenance costs go up. You know, again, these useful lives are all set by the Metropolitan Council depending on what type they are. Most of our vehicles are coaches, 45-foot coaches, and they have a 14-year useful life. The 40-footers and the 30-footers are 12-year useful life. And, you know, parking them outside does, I mean, they make the useful life. That's not the point. The point is that the maintenance costs do go up, yes.
Mr. Chair,
Representative Jurgens.
do you know how much? Is there a percentage or?
I do
Mr.
not know.
Jacobson.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not off the top of my head. I can probably get that for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Representative Dean, it's taking a little longer than we'd planned to get the answer to your question, but if not today, we'll have it later on.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Representative Loon, any final comments?
No, Mr. Chair. Again, I know that you have a lot of really good proposals before you, but again, Southwest is being displaced from their building with the light rail coming through, and they do need this to store their buses, but also to relocate their office and do some other things. So I would appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Next up is House File 53, and presenting for Representative Sheldon Johnson today, Representative Tim Mahoney. Is he here? Well, we could just move on to the next one. She's not here either. Is Anna Wills here? Is the zoo here? Anyone want to? Lyndon, would you like to talk for a while?
You make it sound like I came to school without a lesson plan one day and had to ad lib. But you've probably been there.
Representative Hausman.
Mr. Chair, I know all the testifiers for the Wakan Tipi are here, so I don't know if you want to start with.
Do you suppose perhaps a page, or do we know where Representative Mahoney is?
Room 10.
Why don't we round him up, please? And in the meantime, I think we could start with the testifiers, so.
You want me to do it? I was going to ask you about North Junior High and Osseo to kind of.
We could have reminisced, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to help you.
All right, subbing for Representative Mahoney, who is subbing for Representative Johnson, is Representative Lilly.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. We were lucky enough to have an opportunity to visit this, the Wakan Tipi Center on the East Metro tour that we had this fall. It was pretty neat to get outside and see the parcel firsthand. As you know, Representative Johnson can't be here. He's under the weather a little bit, and he just sent me a note saying, sorry, he can't be here. And Representative Mahoney's in another committee, but I'd like to, the request is for $3 million in St. Paul for this project, and it's, remember the day we were there was a lot of kids and people out using the parcel and running around, and it's just close to the metro, obviously, here, and close to the schools where people can get out and use these resources. So I don't know if you can introduce yourself and we can hear from some testifiers. There's a big group in the crowd. Maybe we can wave to them all, and maybe they can get buttons for everybody. But I'm sure there was a plan here, but go ahead.
Thank you very much, Representative. The first person who will speak is Mary DeLate from the City of St. Paul. I'm sorry, I'm Melanie Kleiss, Executive Director of Lower Phelan Creek Project. And so Mary DeLate will speak first.
Welcome to the committee. Identify yourself, please, and make your presentation.
Thank you. Chair and committee members, my name is Mary DeLate, and I'm the manager of the Great River Passage Initiative, and I am here on behalf of the City of St. Paul, and most specifically St. Paul Park and Recreation Board. The Park and Recreation Board has been a partner with the Lower Phelan Creek Project around the Wakan Tipi project for quite a long time, approximately since 2015. We have had a development agreement with them since then. We have actually bought the land for the Wakan Tipi site, which was about $773,000. And last but not least, the Wakan Tipi project is a city-supported project in their bonding list. So just to say again, we have been partners in what is a really wonderful project, and we look forward to your consideration on this.
Thank you. Next.
I'll go next, Melanie Kleiss, if that's all right.
Sure. Present, please.
Mr. Chair and members of the committee, I'm Melanie Kleiss, Executive Director of the Lower Phelan Creek Project, which is a Minnesota nonprofit organization. I know many of you are familiar with this project and we're on the tour, but I'm going to just give a brief background to catch everybody up. Just 2 miles from here along the sandstone bluffs of the Mississippi River and on the other side of downtown St. Paul is, there's a cave, which for centuries or longer has been a Dakota sacred site. You will hear more about the Wakan Tipi Cave from Sheldon Wolfchild, but I'll just mention a few of the Dakota and indigenous groups that support the Wakan Tipi Center because of the sacred site. The Tribal Historic Preservation Offices of Lower Sioux Indian Community and Upper Sioux Community, Healing Place Collaborative, Dakota Iapi Akota Kachie, Indigenous Education Design, and numerous individual indigenous community members, including, for example, Cultural Resources Manager for Shakopee Mdewakanton Sioux Community, Leonard Wabasha. Following hundreds of years of migration and railroad development, however, the site around the cave and near the cave was contaminated, left vacant by the railroad, and considered a dangerous place to be. But over the last 20 years, entered 20 years ago, an incredible partnership of volunteers, organizations, and the city of St. Paul worked to restore the land and create the 27-acre Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. Its unusually large size, location, and sacred value make the sanctuary a nationally unique destination, and some say international. The need for a center is now. Over 4,000 school-aged children, and you saw some of them on your visit, visit the site every year for science and cultural education from across the greater metro and the state. Visitor use continues to climb dramatically. It increased over 200% last year and 900% since 2013. Every year, it ratchets up significantly. A center is desperately needed for bathrooms and other visitor services, education and interpretation for the school children, and many people come to learn there, and for protecting the sacred site, which is vulnerable to vandalism and misuse without a center there to build awareness and protect it. An interpretive center will also directly benefit the community at large. Estimated visitor usage at the center in its first year of operation is 35,000 people. That's a lot for a 10,000 square foot facility. And that could grow quickly to over 100,000 people when you consider the regional trails and the other parks right around there and the amount of use they get. So we will partner with businesses, other parks, and organizations to connect visitors with attractions in the metro area and beyond. And because the center will be operated and maintained by the Lower Phelan Creek Project, it will be a significant benefit without using city or state resources. So there's significant statewide support for the Wakan Tipi Center, including the agencies, the tribes that I mentioned, organizations, elder groups, faith groups, artists, schools, and more. Last year, we collected input from the public with a survey about the center. Our goal was, we really wanted 400 completed surveys, but we got 621, and they came from across the state, 50 different zip codes, from Grand Rapids, Duluth, Morris, Granite Falls, Redwood Falls, Red Wing, Welsh, and Apple Valley, just to name a few. Responses overwhelmingly confirmed that the center is wanted and needed. And 20% of survey respondents even said that they would contribute financially to the private match that we're raising. And speaking of that, the total cost of the center is $6.7 million, and we are raising $3.7 million of that in a private match. And we therefore respectfully request that you include $3 million in bonding funds for the much-needed Wakan Tipi Center at the Bruce Vento Nature Sanctuary. Thank you. And next, I'd like to introduce Sheldon Wolfchild from the Lower Sioux Indian Community.
Well, as Mr. Wolfchild takes position, I would like to announce that now batting for Representative Lilly is Representative Mahoney.
Thank you.
Mr. Wolfchild.
Haomidakiasi. Mr. Chairman, representatives, I thank you for this time we have today to talk.
Please introduce yourself,
Oh,
even
I'm
though I
sorry.
did.
Oh, I thought I did. Sheldon Wolfchild, I'm from the Lower Sioux Reservation in Morton, Minnesota. Thank you for this time today. I only have a few minutes, but I represent the Lower Sioux Conchasha Yapi elders, and I speak on behalf of them today. My grandfather's village is Black Dog Village, just up the Minnesota River here by Bloomington. And so my family comes directly from Chief Black Dog, and our sacred sites and objects are all over this area from our village sites, along with the Kaposia band where our relatives were. So I come here as a cultural representative and not as a political representative. I've been involved in the politics as a former tribal chairman at Lower Sioux in 05 and 6, so I know how that works. But as a cultural representative, we are here to let you know that the Lower Sioux Mdewakanton walked from here in 1853 after the Treaty of Mendota was signed in 1851. And when we left, our people cried because our sacred sites and our sacred objects were in this whole area from the beginning of time. So we represent the 7 council fires of the Sioux Nation, and we are the first fire of the Sioux Nation as the Mdewakanton Band. And so we have the responsibility in our original sacred area to speak on behalf of our culture, the responsibility of our interpretation of our sacred sites, and that's why we are involved with this. We've been working with Lower Failing Creek project for going on 2 years now, because we know and understand that our sacred sites, especially Wakan Tipi and other areas, are very important to us. And so we're involved, and it's our responsibility to interpret through our Dakota understanding of our cultural and our spiritual understandings, to interpret that whatever goes on here at our Wakan Tipi site that we're totally backing in that interpretive center will be guided by our Lower Sioux elders and our spiritual leaders and Sundance chiefs. And through us, then, that interpretation then, through Wakan Tipi Center, can be taught to all of our children. And when I say all of our children, what I said in the beginning, Midakyasi, that in our language, that means all my relations. And so what that means to us is that we are all related, no matter what color we are. And so our responsibility and respect for our belief system is just that. When we bring our children to Wakan Tipi Center, no matter what color they are, our instructions and our belief system, in the way our sacred areas tell us, is that we are all relatives. And we must walk with a good heart, and walk in a good way, and respect that for all our relations. And so that interpretation has been left out in our history because it was denied. But as culturally, from the cultural area, we have that responsibility to talk about our sacred sites and the meaning from our elders. We will bring in our Mdewakanton spiritual leaders and our elders to interpret our stories for the very first time, which is totally different than what the Historical Society brings in, the political aspect and the history and all the political things that happened to us in our past history. It's time now that we stand up and look at each other as common human beings. When my grandfather was hung at Fort Snelling on November 10th, 1865, his last words was someday when the people come from their heart and look at each other as common human beings, then this will be a good place. It's time now that we do that. Let us look from the heart as common human beings for our children's sake, because we know what's happening in this country, and the earth, what's happened to our earth. And it's our responsibility to teach our children as relatives to understand the importance of the earth, the water. And as far as Wakan Tipi goes, we have 3 lakes in that cave, and they're sacred. Our water is sacred. And so in those lakes, we have a sacred being that takes care of and heals the water, and it goes through all our river systems, our lakes, everything. That is part of our belief system. So it is sacred. It's a part of life of who we are. And with that, those are areas that we will teach. Our elders and spiritual leaders will teach that knowledge. And so that we can go on in the future, especially for our children, so that we can teach them what has been lost for all these past years that we didn't have a chance to teach. So in a good way, we're coming from our hearts and asking you as well to come from your heart and help us at Wakan Tipi The small donation of $3 million, it is small compared to what goes on with all the other money in this country. So we have been working hard, and we will work with all of you in a good way from the heart, and let's go forward together with that way. Put our minds and heart together in a good way. Helmi Dakyasi, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wolfchild. And would your ancestor, would Shakape or Looking Glass?
My answers, my grandfather, 4 generations back, was Black Dog, and my grandfather was Medicine Bottle.
That's right.
Yes. He was the one that was hung at Shakopee, at Fort Snelling.
And I would like to compliment you on the efforts that you have made over the years to document, the events of your people and the events of our history. I've watched your film and other writings and things you've done, and I think you serve our history and the people, both native and European, very well.
Thank you, Chairman Udall. Appreciate that.
And sorry for my own research, I got one of those names wrong, but appreciate that.
Chair Udall and members of the committee, my name is Dan McGinnis. I'm a longtime volunteer and board member at Lower Phelan Creek Project. I'm the final presenter this morning, or this afternoon. My great-grandfather immigrated to Minnesota from Ireland and homesteaded 160 acres near Walnut Grove, Minnesota, in Waseca County. My grandfather farmed that land, and my father grew up there before serving in the Army in World War II. I'm among the rapidly declining number of people who can claim to have attended a one-room schoolhouse for my entire elementary education in southern Minnesota. There were 3 pictures on the wall in that schoolhouse. The first one was of the first Thanksgiving. The second one was the portrait of George Washington, and the third one was the once widely distributed copy of a lithograph portraying the execution of 38 Dakota in Mankato after the U.S.-Dakota War of 1862. My education about Minnesota history focused primarily on the 100 years of settlement between the 1860s and the 1960s. I don't recall any discussion of that lithograph during my education as an elementary student, but I do recall that my teacher read virtually every one of the volumes of Laura Ingalls Wilder's books about Little House on the Prairie, including the one that occurred close to my grandfather's farm on the shores of Silver Lake. So I'm now learning a more complete history of Minnesota, from the time when Native Americans were the only occupants of this land, through the many layers of exploration and settlement to this day. As many of you know, it's a history with many and diverse perspectives. We want to present these layers and perspective to today's students and visitors of all ages, including my children and grandchildren, with authenticity and integrity, through exhibits, programming, and ongoing events at the Wakan Tipi Center. This location is fitting to do this because it is a Dakota sacred site. It's on a land once owned and occupied by the Great Northern Railroad. Its neighborhood was and continues to be home to many waves of immigrants to this region. Our community has worked hard with people from across the state for the last 20 years to buy the land, clean up the pollution, restore the landscape to native habitat, and lay the groundwork for an interpretive center that will be a unique asset to the state of Minnesota and the nation. The time for its final design and construction is now. To paraphrase Chair Udall in his book Uprising, I ask you to think of yourselves as watchmakers adjusting the clock of history by including this request in the bonding bill this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. You're very well read. Representative Carlson.
Just a comment to Mr. McGinnis. My first teaching position was in a one-room schoolhouse.
Thank you, Representative Carlson. Anyone else in here, raise your hand if you attended a one-room schoolhouse.
Mr. Chairman, I didn't attend one, but I taught in one.
Representative Considine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to mention that Mr. Sheldon Wolfchild and I worked together back in 2006 when he started the ride from South Dakota that culminates in Mankato on December 26th, and it's still going strong. It's a real cultural event for those of you that have never attended. It's something to see when the Dakota and Lakota come down riverfront. Sometimes it's rather cold, but the dedication they show each year in that 3-week ride is amazing. But it is a point of reconciliation, and Mr. Wolfchild was one of the founders of it, and it is something that we're quite proud of in Mankato. Thank you.
And Representative Constant, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on December 26, 2012, at that site. Didn't I meet you for the first time?
That's correct. Chair Erdahl, you were one of the featured speakers on the podium that day, and yeah, it was kind of nice to see you then.
Seared in my memory, the moment that I met you. Any other comments or questions? Well, thank you very much. Representative Mahoney, any final comments?
I would like to thank Representative Lilly and apologize to the committee. I was down in another committee discussing the bill or two and didn't get the text message because of the need for restructuring of this particular building at some day in the future that you folks will have to deal with. But no, this is a good bill, and I know Representative Johnson wanted to be here today, but I think we all know that he's having some medical issues and seems to be getting better, but hopefully will be returning with us and take care of his own legislative agenda. Thank you. This is a good project for the east side, good project for the city and the state, and I certainly hope and ask for your support.
Well, thank you very much. Thank all of you. Next item is House File 33222. Representative Haley, come on down.
I knew you were here.
Hello, Representative Haley. Good afternoon. Identify yourself for the record and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Barb Haley, District 21A. Pleased to present in front of the committee this afternoon. We did not bring an eagle today because I think there's another a pet testifying later. We didn't want the eagle to get in a tussle. So the bill this afternoon is Wabasha riverfront revitalization bill requesting monies to support the Eagle Center and revitalization of the downtown riverfront. I'll just move directly to my testifiers, Mr. Chair, if that's okay with you, because I know you're on a tight time frame.
Thank you, Representative. To the testifier, please identify yourself for the committee and proceed.
Good afternoon. My name is Roland Hall, currently mayor of the not-so-grumpy old men town of Wabasha, Minnesota. It was nice to meet you all when you visited Wabasha last September. And Chair Erdahl, thank you very much for speaking at our National Eagle Center rally at the Capitol Rotunda earlier this month. Your words about the eagle as a symbol in American history were right on the mark. The city of Wabasha recognizes the economic and cultural importance of the National Eagle Center to the community, the region, and the state of Minnesota. We believe that Wabasha is the centerpiece of Representative Haley's vision of the Upper Mississippi River region as a world-class destination. And we believe that our plans for the riverfront, including the expansion of the Eagle Center, funded in part by state bonding, will make our riverfront truly a great asset for the state of Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we have another testifier. Please identify yourself for the record.
Sure, thank you, Chair Pro Tem.
Yes.
My name is Ralph Thompson. I'm the Executive Director of the National Eagle Center since 2012. By now, you know the basics of the National Eagle Center. Many of you did visit our beautiful facility on the river in Wabasha last September. You know that we're a thriving 501c3 nonprofit that receives no public operating dollars, and that we attract 83,000 visitors annually, employ 25 people, 12 of them full-time. Like all our visitors, you experienced our 5 live eagle ambassadors up close with no glass or bars of separation, and then looked out our windows at the wild eagles to view along the river. Our mission, simply put, is to connect people to eagles in nature, history, and cultures. I'll just remind you about our expansion needs. The first thing driving our need to expand is, simply put, growth in demand. We've run out of space to accommodate the number of people who want the National Eagle Center experience. For example, the next 2 months will be field trip season for school kids throughout the region. Nearly every day from now through the end of the school year, we will host field trips for our engaging environmental education curriculum that is, by the way, specifically designed to meet state curriculum standards. In addition, with the eagle migration up the river valley in full swing, we've hosted over 10,000 visitors in the past month alone, as people are eager to see eagles and learn more at the center. But we also try to take our Eagle ambassadors and educators on the road. We did think about bringing one here today with me, but it turns out our outreach bird and staff are in Northfield, Minnesota today, conducting a program for 60 students and their parents. As much as we hate to, we often have to decline invitations because our space to house live eagles is so limited. A second thing driving our expansion need is an amazing opportunity that we introduced you to last fall. Preston Cook's collection and his donation of his entire collection of depictions of the eagle throughout American history and culture is simply incredible. You might recall you saw some examples last September of the over 20,000 items in this collection. The Star Tribune did a nice piece about Preston and his collection last summer that's in your packet. This is a world-class museum-quality collection that will allow us to engage visitors, young and old, in what the eagle has meant as a symbol to Americans and how it symbolizes the very best in American values and culture. As the Strib article describes, Preston and his wife have moved from California to Wabasha. He has moved his entire collection to a warehouse building 2 blocks up the street from the Eagle Center. But this storage arrangement is very temporary for such a valuable collection. Last summer, we were able to secure funding from a federal agency to conduct an assessment of the collection and the systems of care and preservation necessary. The report was blunt, and I'll quote, "During our review, it was evident that the current archives building, while a functional temporary storage building, is not suitable for long-term conservation of the collection. We recommend that a target date be set so that storage of the collection within the archive building does not go on indefinitely. We recommend a period of 2 to 3 years. We will need to act soon to assure proper care of this incredible gift. As you saw on your visit, our plan for expansion consists of completing the development of the valuable parcel of undeveloped land on the river next to the Eagle Center. We plan to add on to the existing building for improved and expanded classroom space and eagle viewing spaces. We also have acquired 4 buildings on Wabasha's historic Main Street that we plan to renovate and repurpose for the Eagle Museum. And finally, the remainder of the vacant lot will be developed into an outdoor amphitheater that integrates with the riverfront dockage and the National Eagle Center building. You've heard us say repeatedly that the National Eagle Center is a statewide asset. The map in your packet that we distributed shows clearly that our visitors and membership come from every corner of the state. Minnesotans not only like to visit the National Eagle Center, they believe in supporting us with their philanthropic dollars. Just this morning, we received word of a $250,000 grant commitment from a Minnesota-based foundation to our expansion capital campaign. This puts us at nearly $2.4 million in very early commitments toward our goal of $8.2 million in private philanthropy for this project. And nearly 250 Minnesotans participated in our day at the Capitol, the National Eagle Center Day at the Capitol on March 7th, showing their enthusiastic support. Chair Erdahl, thank you again for your comments to that group. Your message was right on the mark. Thank you. About the significance of the Eagle throughout American history. That was a good assignment for this man. Thank you. Finally, in your packet is a list of individuals and organizations that have signed on as supporters, a diverse group of supporters indeed, from the Destination Medical Center, Rochester Area Economic Development Agency, Rochester Area Chamber, to the U of M Raptor Center, the Minnesota Lodging and Resorts and Campgrounds Associations, the Upper Mississippi Fish and Wildlife Refuge, Prairie Island Indian Community, the State VFW, and many others. The common theme for their support is the economic, cultural, and environmental value the National Eagle Center brings to the region and Minnesota. We believe this project will take this impact to the next level and creates benefits to all Minnesotans. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you, sir, for your testimony. Stay there, I guess. I do have one question here. In your handout, the bonding request is for $9,595,000 on the handout, but the bill has a discrepancy showing $10,190,000. Perhaps Representative Haley, any answers to that question?
I'm hesitating. I'm looking at my...
I believe the 10 million amount was what was in the governor's bill.
We can correct that. I believe our proposal was the 9.5.
Okay, good, thank you. Members, any questions of the testifiers for this? Alice?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Could you remind me, what is the division between what is the part that is the National Eagle Center and what is the riverfront? Those are two different amounts, I think, right? Do you have that breakdown?
Representative Hausman, thank you for the question. The dockage and the port improvements and the walkways and the stormwater management, that part of the project is about $1.4 million. The additional cost of the buildings, Ralph or Mayor, do you have those breakdown of those costs?
Yes, the National Eagle Center expansion portion is $8.2 million.
Representative Salk, you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you describe, I'm trying to reconcile using those street front buildings. I've actually visited more than once, particularly the Irish restaurant across the street. But the condition of those buildings there call into question using them for what I will just make up a term as Class A museum space. They're just not inherently the kind of thing I would be thinking about for such a high value collection. So if you can help reconcile that.
Mr. Thompson.
Yes, thank you, Representative Sauk. Yes, we expect that those buildings, the historic buildings on Main Street that you're referring to that'll be part of our expansion would receive significant renovation to historic preservation standards, but would receive significant makeover and addition out the backs of those buildings.
Next on the list, we have Representative Runback.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I'm glad, Representative Haley, to see that you're working on developing the waterfront. I mean, we've seen how Iowa has made some great strides in that regard. How many slips will you have, for example? Do you know that number by chance?
Representative Haley.
I can defer to my testifiers.
We don't know.
We don't have a final design.
Mr. Mayor.
I see.
Our intent is to build a dockage so that we can accommodate large boats and paddle boats, cruiser boats, and then enhance local recreational boating.
Okay, thank you.
So the exact number of slips or whatever is not the final design yet.
Very good, thanks.
Representative Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And just to understand the math of what we're doing here, so we're matching the portion that's going to be raised through private philanthropy for the museum, and then the state would bond 100% the other the $1.4 million projects. Is that what we're doing here? I'm trying to get the 50% sort of match that we often do, but not always do on many of the projects. Unless that's just purely a coincidence that it works out that way.
Representative Haley.
Thank you for the question, Representative. The request for $9.5 million in state bonding is for the Mississippi River corridor, so the riverfront development and the Eagle Center expansion, and the improvement to the buildings to house the collection. The private investment then is $8.19 million in private philanthropy, of which we've raised about $3 million in an early campaign. So we are meeting the state requirement of a 50-50 match on the total project. Did that answer your question?
Representative Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It answers my question, but the math still doesn't quite work out. That's why I was assuming that the 50% match was towards the museum, and then it's a 100% match for the other development around the riverfront.
Representative Haley, did you want to respond?
I will defer to my testifier. That's not the exact way that I would split it, museum and the Eagle Center separate, but I will let.
Mr. Thompson.
Thank you. I think the city would say that their contribution is the land itself, which they purchased some years ago, and the city continues to own the site that the National Eagle Center is on, including the open space that we will develop. We have a lease agreement with the city. Essentially, we have rent-free lease from the city, and the city has, as the mayor alluded to earlier, I think recognizes the importance of that piece of property for the expansion of the National Eagle Center and has determined to forego potential of future property taxes on that parcel in order to develop it for the National Eagle Center's expansion and the riverboat dockage.
And just, thank you, Mr. Chair, and maybe this is easier as a question for Ms. Dyson. Are they meeting the requirements necessary for the local match relative to this project?
Ms. Dyson.
Mr. Chair and Representative Dean, as Representative Haley said, the general statute for match is 50-50, but the legislature can allocate as much money or as it wishes for a project. And if you look in the bill language on 1.15 to 17, this is essentially the match language that is being used to cover all of the grants to political subdivisions. And that statute that's cited says that the state grant is available when money sufficient to complete the project as described in the rider or in the bill is committed to the project. So, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Dean. Is there any further questions from the members regarding the Eagle Center here? Any further comments from the testifiers?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. Just to reiterate, tourism is our economic engine in southeastern Minnesota, and I equate this part of the state that I'm so proud to represent as our South Shore, comparable to how we value the North Shore of Minnesota. And support of this project is probably one of the most significant things we can do as a state to support, again, the vitality of southeastern Minnesota. So I would appreciate your support in moving this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Haley. Thank you to the testifiers. Next up, we have Dean. Maybe not.
Next up is House File 3100 with Representative Wills, the Minnesota Zoo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And we have a quick PowerPoint to set up. So while that is getting set up, we do have a special guest from the Minnesota Zoo here to visit with you today. Donnie works for the Minnesota Zoo, and he has brought with our special guest here. And I would appreciate your indulgence to allow the committee to get to meet our special guest. And if Donnie could introduce.
This animal is actually called a tegu. They come from South America. It's a type of lizard, and this is a female. Her name is Evita. They're very, very cool animals. They actually will eat pretty much anything smaller than them, anything slower than them. Humans aren't on the menu, neither are kids like we go see. Now, she is part of our Zoomobile program, so she goes to schools, to libraries, all up into the state. And we just had one of our programs up by the Thief River Falls, so I got to bring our animals up to that part of the state, spent the night in a hotel room, got to see some students at the Vikings Elementary School, New Holden Elementary School. And
Is she now a DigiKey employee? Is she now a DigiKey employee?
Might be. Yeah, these guys, they use that big long tongue to smell with. They like to live in the rainforest, and they eat pretty much anything. Fishermen have actually caught these guys in nets miles and miles out to sea. So they must be catching squid or fish. They found those things in their bellies, and they're really, really cool animals.
How big?
This one is full grown. She's about 4 years old. She was born at the Bronx Zoo in New York, and she was born, when we first got her, she was about the size of a pencil. So pretty much a pencil with legs sticking out on the sides of them. There you go. Tegu, T-E-G-U is how you spell it. And she's an Argentinian tegu is what they're called, or a black and white tegu is what they are known as.
Her name is Evita.
There you go. Did you get it, sir?
I couldn't figure out
You
what
sure? Excellent.
Gino sent me one.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Representative Wills.
Mr. Chair, thank you. And House File 3100 is for the bonding request for the Minnesota Zoo. The Minnesota Zoo is a state agency, and it is also within my district. So I have faithfully and proudly carried the zoo legislation over my tenure in the Minnesota House. And today's request is for $34.75 million to address several different renovation and maintenance and infrastructure projects at the zoo. And today I have with me the director of the Minnesota Zoo, John Crowley, who will go into more detail with our PowerPoint.
Welcome, Mr. Crowley. Please identify yourself and make your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. John Prairie, Director of the Minnesota Zoo. Mr. Chair, committee members, I'd like to first of all thank Donnie for coming up with an animal today. And also would like to thank Representative Wills for carrying our bill, and also Representatives Hausman, Lilly, and Hansen for co-authoring our bill this year. So today, through a series of slides, I'd like to share a bonding request, but I think the first slide kind of says it all. With your new zoo, which everybody calls it still, is turning 40. Obviously, first of all, we're proud to say that we are a state agency. We're the 5th largest zoo in the country. I don't think people realize that. And the Minnesota Zoo has a reputation of being one of the top zoos in the world for its conservation, for its size, and for its education programs. I think it's extremely important to point out our reach. We serve the entire state of Minnesota. This map shows a lot of our programming throughout 87 counties. It's important also to say that Minnesotans are really not just relying, but enjoying the Minnesota Zoo. I just brought with some statistics today. Last year was one of the highest years in zoo history at 1.3 million visitors at the Minnesota Zoo. We had one of our highest membership household years with 43,000 household memberships. Over 100,000 students attending through education programs, reaching over 1,000 schools. Our Zoomobile, which Donnie works for, reached over 50,000 students and Minnesotans last year. Even the concerts that we have at the Minnesota Zoo, 32 concerts, they pretty much sell out over 1,000 people per concert. We also are doing adult programming. In the summer, we had a milestone. One of our adult programmings in July had over 6,600 people coming to the zoo at night for the programming. Also, as far as access is concerned, it was one of my priorities as a new director. We now can say we are a free zoo to Minnesotans who need us to be free. And what I mean by that is we've shifted our access to align with the state of Minnesota's general assistance programs. So if somebody qualifies for WIC or SNAP, what we do at the zoo now is we just let them show their card and their entire family comes in for free. Making it easy and making access a priority, this program has grown over 200% since we've launched it. This last year, we did over 82,000 guests for free from over 80 counties, or from over 87 counties. At the rate we're growing right now, we're looking at doing over 130,000 free visits to the Minnesota Zoo next year. So access is a priority. As we mentioned, we work at a large scale, 1.3 million visitors, but we also have a very healthy business model and a sustainable model. We have a public-private partnership. 1/3 of our funding support comes from the state, but 2/3 we raise ourselves through earned revenue and the work of our Minnesota Zoo Foundation. So we roll up our sleeves and make sure 2/3 of that business happens. And I think it's an extremely good return on investment for Minnesotans. This year's bonding request, $34.75 million, $21 million to revitalize the zoo, $13.75 million for asset preservation. I want to thank the governor for including the Minnesota Zoo's complete request in his bonding proposal. I also think it's also important, I think, to talk about me being a new director and the approach that I'm taking. In my first couple of years, I've met with a lot of you and a lot of legislators, and I heard a common thread, and that is make it feasible, make it have a good return on investment for Minnesotans. So we've shifted the zoo's approach away from blockbuster exhibits to just revitalizing a world-class zoo and keeping it ready and getting it ready for the next 40 years. So our request is completely shifted away from blockbuster exhibits. It's hard to put this to words when you work at a zoo. People want to see the zoo. I hear that every time I go out and talk. They don't want to talk to me. They want to talk about the animals or see the zoo. So this year, Don Shelby and our Minnesota Zoo Foundation helped us by providing a short video I'd like to share with you.
Years ago, the state legislature had the foresight to create a destination that has become an essential part of our culture, the Minnesota Zoo. Since opening its doors in 1978, this cultural treasure has evolved into a recognized leader in family recreation, education, and conservation. Together, we have built a legacy that serves the state, a world-class zoo that is woven into the fabric of who we are as Minnesotans. A statewide resource spanning 485 acres of exhibits, trails, and wilderness, the new zoo is turning 40. For more than 4 decades, a devoted team of staff and volunteers has nurtured this place that we all know and love. Its value to the state and its people is undeniable. A critical resource for efforts in conservation here and around the world, featuring wildlife from every corner of Minnesota and the globe, our zoo is committed to eliminating barriers to nature by providing community outreach and free access programs that reach every Minnesotan across the state. And now, under new leadership, we have a revised strategic plan that boasts an innovative and sustainable business model for the future. And as a public agency, the state legislature is a vital component of that success. The Minnesota Zoo is home to a vast yet aging infrastructure, and the toll of 40 years of wear and tear is evident. Exhibits are closed, walls are crumbling, and the integrity of this Minnesota jewel is at stake if we don't act now. The zoo operates on the scale of a small city and requires similar energy, resources, and funding in order to sustain itself and thrive. We are also committed to expanding our education and conservation efforts and to improving the guest experience, better connecting our residents to nature and to themselves. One way to achieve this is by reopening the greatly missed Nocturnal Trail, which was a guest favorite for more than 30 years. And by repurposing the dilapidated monorail, which is set dormant for almost a decade. We will create Minnesota's only aerial treetop trail, giving guests a one-of-a-kind vantage point of the zoo and a unique perspective of nature. The Minnesota Zoo visits residents of 87 counties, serving thousands of guests daily, and hosts 1.3 million visitors a year. To increase its relevance over the next 40 years and to continue its return on investment to the state, we need to reinvest on a scale that reflects the zoo's importance to all Minnesotans. The Minnesota Zoo is committed to connecting more visitors to more wildlife, while maintaining focus on the zoo's vision and mission. And the people of the state are ready to play their part.
Okay, so as you can see by the video, our priority has shifted to asset preservation, and I'd like to go over that a little bit with you today. The following slides will summarize what you see up there is our list of asset preservations, and I will go into a few of those in detail. The first one, $2 million for our Tropics Trail aviary mesh. Many of you have been to the Tropics Trail. It's a huge walk-through facility. It's a huge space. We have over 100,000 square feet of mesh that keeps that space safe for the animals and for the public. The mesh in itself is 5 years over its lifespan and needs to be replaced. So that's a huge job that we need, that's timely for guest safety and animal safety. You know, another good example is $2.5 million for our moose holding and exhibit. Once again, you can see by looking at it, it's a 40-year-old facility that does not address our welfare needs for our moose. We have over 5 moose, only 2 can go on exhibit at once. The exhibit upgrades that we're talking about are interpretive upgrades that will platform the work that the DNR has done on moose, as well as the zoo, to the public, through the exhibit the zoo operates on a scale of a small city, as was pointed out in the video. We have countless mechanical, electrical, plumbing systems throughout the entire campus, many of which are obsolete, that we need to repair. Obviously, our animals and guests depend on these systems for their safety and for their comfort. So we want to attack these areas aggressively. And then moving on to our capital part of our request. And although they're capital, all of them are repurposing current infrastructure. You saw this in the video. We'd like to convert the monorail, which has been obsolete and not working for many years, into Minnesota's own treetop experience. It's based on a concept from New York City. If you've been to New York, they have the High Line in New York City, where they repurpose a dilapidated railroad trust through a community effort, which allows people to walk above the streets of Manhattan. That project has now turned into the #1 tourist destination in New York City, what they thought was their biggest problem. That's the approach we took with this dilapidated monorail system. Here in Minnesota, we'd like to have the first Minnesota treetop walk. Phase 1, which we're asking for in this bonding session, will pay for the entrance and the first leg of the trail and open it to the public. Phase 2 will be conducted with, fulfilled with a capital campaign from the zoo, its foundation. And then Phase 3 will be finished with some small future bonding needs. So this is an exciting project that we'd like to get started with. Next, we have Creatures Beneath the Canopy. It's a $4 million project. This request addresses our nocturnal trail that's been closed for 10 years. It's been boarded up at the zoo, and the guests walk by these boards every day. The new project creates an immersive experience, which includes animal exhibits, children play areas, family restrooms, and interpretive spaces. We also are asking for support with transportation and accessibility. Phase 1, $2.5 million. We're the 5th largest zoo, as we mentioned. The #1, with the loss of the monorail, the #1 guest complaint we have at the Minnesota Zoo is people are tired and they have mobility problems getting around the zoo. So we want to, this request allows us to plan, design, and improve our roads and pathways to allow for small vehicle transportations, ensuring guest safety. So we need to get started on answering the call for transportation within the zoo. Lastly, reimagining the guest welcome. The final part of our request addresses a 40-year-old interior main entry of our zoo. The updates include new restrooms, moving the retail to the entrance, which will greatly help the earned revenue aspect of retail, remodeling the old retail space with a new meerkat exhibit, and a small refresh of our snow monkey exhibit. So that summarizes, the outline of our request. 40 years ago, the legislature decided to build a zoo for the people of Minnesota. I want to thank you and for helping us continue to maintain this world-class facility, and would like to entertain questions at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you for your presentation. Representative Hausman, did you have a?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are these sheets, is this presented in priority order?
Yes.
And then, members, if you happen to have missed it, in your packets is a letter from a young man who's almost 8 years old, lives on a farm, loves animals, and wants to be employed at the Minnesota Zoo because he's kind, and his parents said he has a very good work ethic. And he has just 2 questions, though. How old do you have to be, and what job would you give me? And he hopes he's right for the job.
And Mr. Frawley, did you hire him?
Mr. Chairman, committee members, we are keeping a close eye on this young gentleman, following his career. Hopefully he'll land at the zoo.
I think you'd have to be, how old do you have to be to work at the zoo?
Other comments, questions? 16.
Mr. Chair, you would have to be at least 16 years old to work at the zoo for child labor laws, is my understanding. So he's got a little ways to go, but I appreciate his ambition, and I'm sure he'll be very ready. It was a girl, or? I heard one young boy, I'm sorry.
Representative Carlson.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, there seemed to be a lull there, and earlier you asked if I could be a filler. I'm going to make a comment that's kind of interesting bit of history for the zoo. The first capital bill that I ever voted for in the legislature was the zoo, and it was earlier than 40 years ago because we had to authorize the bonds. But there was a representative from Albert Lee, his name was Henry Savicle, and he must have been reluctant in terms of voting for the zoo. So at the last minute, he changed his vote from no to yes, and it was recorded both ways, yes and no. And so either the bond council or the people issuing the bonds were reluctant to authorize the bonding. And so that had been the session before I was elected. So my very first term, very early in the process, we had to repass the bill because of Henry Savicle's, he later testified his intent was, or commented, to vote yes. But because the record showed him both yes and no, it created some doubt with the issuing of the bonds. So that's a little bit of the history you can add to your summary for your next presentation, maybe. But
Representative
I
Carlson
think it was a very modest amount, if I recall, compared to what some things cost today. Something like 30-some million comes to my mind. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it wasn't a huge sum. So be careful when you change your vote at the last minute, although I think our electronic voting system is much better than it was. I think we were still using the one installed in the 1930s back at that point.
Was it a close vote?
Well, it was the deciding, it would have been the deciding vote to get it to the 81 votes, apparently, because it just passed, just barely, and he must have been changing it from no to yes, and then the bill passed. Or at least he was in the mix of the 81 votes, and his vote was in doubt. I'd have to...
Well, thank you, Representative Carlson, and may that be a lesson to some of you newer members.
Get up there early and vote.
Make sure you know what you're doing when you vote.
By the way, Henry Savicle is still around if you ever run across him. The last major position he had was he chaired the Metropolitan Sports Facility, so he's been involved with future construction projects. He later became the minority leader back in the, I don't know, the later 70s, if I recall.
Thank you, Representative Carlson. Representative Runbeck?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I have two questions, and I'm sorry I don't have your name.
Mr. Chair, committee members, John Frawley.
Okay, thank you. And I have been out to the zoo recently on a very busy day. It was incredible. Kids all over and loving it. So my first question is, does it make any sense to downsize it so that it is more manageable in terms of the maintenance and the future costs of preserving it? And then secondly, how do revenues compare to expenses right now?
Mr. Frawley.
Mr. Chair, committee members, we are going through a new strategic, we just completed a strategic plan that actually utilizes the 500 acres that we have at the zoo. So we have what most zoos don't as far as creating a sustainable business model. The average zoo in our country is less than 65 acres in size. A lot of them have had cities built around them, so they have infrastructure concerns. So working on new earned revenue ideas are hard for them. We have a 500-acre zoo. Our new strategic plan embraces that with a lot of new earned revenue approaches. So it's very dynamic. I'd love to present it someday soon. And as far as expenses, we are in one of the best positions the zoo's ever been in its history financially. And we're very conservative and have a whole new strategic business approach to the zoo. So I feel really strong about this direction. Right now with this bonding request, the key to launching a strategic business plan is to have your infrastructure where it needs to be. And that's why this bonding bill is so important. The biggest threat to zoos around our country is getting behind on asset preservation or on deferred maintenance. This zoo has done a good job, but it's my job to keep an eye on that so that we don't get in that kind of a problem that other zoos have faced.
Well, Mr. Chair and
Representative Runbeck.
Mr. Freilich, so I'm just asking if there's a happy medium. I mean, maybe there's a size, optimal size that allows you to do what you need to do, and revenues will perhaps take care of some of the ongoing for you.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Frawley.
committee members. I think, for instance, we have 43,000 household members at the Minnesota Zoo, and a lot of people talk to me about getting new people to come to the zoo and more attendance. Because we have space, our new strategic plan says one of the things we can do is create experiences that retain those members. And if you do we did a perform on this, at age 5, a lot of our members choose to drop their membership and leave the zoo because their kids are in sports or they start going to Valley Fair and other things. Our new strategic plan builds the zoo to retain those 43,000 households when the kids turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way through high school by creating new immersions with nature, adventure courses, hiking trails, rope courses, zip lines, mountain biking, so that the zoo is there for all ages of kids. And we have the room to do this, and it's a strong business model because it creates new products for the Minnesota Zoo. So, we're excited about where this can go. I think, the costs of running the zoo are the same if there's 5 people or 5,000 people. It's a business structure that the zookeepers have to be there, the heat has to be on, the parking lots have to be plowed. So the costs are there and they're fixed no matter how many people are there. So the best business approach is to grow the attendance, and we have the space to do it.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chair.
Representative Jurgens.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've had the opportunity to visit the zoo a few times recently, and when we get the behind-the-scenes legislative tours and you show us some of the infrastructure that needs to be revitalized, it's very apparent. But even after that, just out in the public space where the visitors are, it needs some upkeep. I mean, it's a 40-year-old facility that you can tell the carpets need to be updated, the bathrooms need to be updated. So I just want to say that I support the project. I support the zoo. The programming that you have, I mean, there's a variety of it, but in the summertime with the camps that the kids go to is another great example of using the space that you have. In fact, the room that we met in, I believe, is the room that you use for some of those camps. So I appreciate that you have changed the focus to more asset preservation and revitalization. I think that's really important. I think it's a good use of the dollars. And I think that the zoo it's a great asset for the state of Minnesota, and it's something that we need to take care of. Thank you.
And Mr. Farley, I think I'd just like to add that I think that the new model that you are presenting will better serve the state and the zoo in the future.
Mr. Chairman, committee members, thank you.
Representative Wills, have your children been there yet?
Many times, Mr. Chair. In fact, I was still on maternity leave last year when we had our legislative day at the zoo. So I brought my whole family along, and the twins were only 3 weeks old. So we have a zoo membership. I grew up going to the zoo. Our family had a membership, and now that I have my own children, we go as much as we're able to make it to the zoo with my busy schedule, and we'll certainly be there a lot this summer. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I personally support the zoo as well.
Are those your final comments?
Well, one other thought, Mr. Chair and committee, and I thank you for your attention and listening to the presentation that we had here today. And one thought that I had is that, and I don't think it got mentioned, is that the Minnesota Zoo has an annual economic impact to the state of Minnesota of about $143 million, which is substantially more than the investment that the state puts in. And additionally, many years ago when the zoo was starting out, the state supported a substantially greater percentage of the zoo's operating budget, and it was more of 60% support, and that has flipped around in recent years, and the zoo is bringing in more revenue and focusing on trying to raise donations and that sort of thing. So now the state share is closer to about 30%. So I think they've come a long way, and they're looking at the future in a way that's going to be sustainable and also ensure that we have increased attendance, and revitalizing the zoo ensures that members continue and visitors continue to come for the next 40 years and beyond.
Thank you. And I guess that would be it for us. Next week, I don't see any great demand for people coming in to meet. So it'll be the Tuesday following break that we'll be here. And as for today, as Sergeant Preston said to King, well, King, this case is closed.